approval from existing members. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan said last week his government would move forward with ratifying Finland, paving the way for the country to join the alliance before Sweden. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
More on these stories available at townhall.com. I'm Keith Peters.
Hey, Peanuts! Welcome to the Hey Peanuts Sports Show, a Wednesday night show that features the sports opinions of the fans sitting up in peanut heaven. This show airs Wednesday nights here on Beaver County Radio, and it is brought to you by TEK Roofing Specialist in Elwood City. The phone lines are open at 724-843-1888 and 724-774-1888. Now, let's introduce your hosts for the show, Scott Kincaid and Bryan Pasquale.
It's the Hey Peanuts Sports Show right here on Beaver County Radio, 95.7 and 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP, 1460 WNBA. The phone line's going to be open this week. You can give us a call and chat everything sports, 724-843-1888 and 724-774-1888. Facebook Live is going on, and don't forget to check us out at beavercountyradio.com. 6 to 7 p.m. every Wednesday. Your host is Scott and Bryan. It's the Hey Peanuts Sports Show brought to you by TEK Roofing Specialist. Check them out on Facebook at TEK Roofing Specialist. Also, you can give them a call at 412-969-1167 for all your roofing and gutter cleaning needs. Gentlemen, how are we doing this week?
Hey, thanks so much for bringing that intro in. That's awesome. Yes, I am TEK Roofing Specialist. We love to take care of all your roofing needs around here. Honest, thorough, quick, efficient. We have all the references, all the insurance you need. Be sure to call us, 412-969-1167. Let's talk sports. And so the biggest story today was the World Baseball Classic. If you're a baseball fan, I don't know how you're not excited about this. I don't know how this is not on the front line of every paper. Why are we not talking about one of the greatest sporting events that has taken place in recent memory for me? What a great setup. I mean, I wanted the USA to win, didn't you, Bryan? But I mean,
I am a homer.
What is greater than that setup with Mike Trout at the plate, Ohtani, which is show me the money guy. That's what I think. But we'll go into that later. But that pitch was ridiculous. That was fastball, 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 fastball. And then guess what? When the pitch matters, I'm throwing you a slider that nobody can touch. And doing it against possibly one of the greatest hitters Major League Baseball has to offer right now. So I don't know how this game did not reach locally the acclaim that it deserves.
Well, it's actually a 2-week-long tournament to lead up to that one pitch that was, I don't know, tough for Trout for the next year to deal with his teammate. And
it's hard to get people hyped, though. It was so hard to get people hyped about this thing. And I work with a couple of guys that are Dominican, came up through Point Park University, played baseball, and internationally, and to him personally, it was, wow, this is so exciting. This is World Cup soccer brought to baseball. People were so excited over every pitch, even at the beginning games, not just last night's game, but over all those tournament games. The world was watching, and I was just so excited to see baseball actually take a notch up, man. I mean, baseball really deserves to be the sport. In my opinion, I'm a big baseball fan. I know NFL is really excelling right now, but, I mean, World Baseball Classic really brought us in.
20 different nations participated in this, and they had round-robin tournaments, breaking it all the way down. And then finally, you got Cuba versus the United States to go to the finals, and Mexico got upset, I think, by Japan, and Ohtani was there too. Down one run in the ninth inning, and he hits a leadoff double, and Japan ends up playing the United States, and boy, he's going to be able to talk a lot of trash in the locker room for the next year.
I think Otani is up there. I mean, I know he's young. He has an MVP. Probably he should have two, as we talked earlier. Um, I think this guy is right up there with the Ruths, the Mays, the greats of all time, and we're actually getting an opportunity now to watch it live. And are we respecting that because, or are we not?
He is the most exciting player I've ever seen in my lifetime because he can do it on both ends, both with the bat and on the mound.
And with his feet. He's one of the fastest guys. Did you see that play where he just ran that ball down last night? He just ran that ball down, and it was like, oh, my God, how did he get him out? But, I mean, he was just so fast.
Yeah, I think he should have been the American League MVP last year. I get it. They gave it to Judge. He's from New York and the Yankees, and he had all those home runs, and he broke their record. And I get all that, but he didn't have 20 strikeouts as well pitching.
Do you think the Angels are going to cough up the money? Do you really think they're going to cough up the money when
No,
the time comes? Because this
I
guy
heard Bob
is
Nutting
going
was
to be
gonna
worth
cough
so
up the
much
money.
money. No, Bob Nutting's not going to go. We know.
I heard he's either going to Oakland or Pittsburgh.
Hey, news break. Otani will not be playing for the Pirates in any time in the future.
Ever.
We wish. We would like to see that.
But I've been saying it for years. I don't understand how guys at that level that pitch can't hit. But this guy does it, and there's more like him to come because just absolutely exciting to watch. I'm amazed that he's one of the best pitchers and one of the best batters, and I don't understand how.
He brings it to me. He brings in the light this whole controversy. You know, we have these controversies all the time about different athletes. Who's the best? Who's not the best? Or how you compare LeBron James with Michael Jordan? And we don't want to go that with you because we already know how you feel about LeBron James, and you already know how I feel about Michael Jordan. So, that being said, how do we compare him with the greats? And nobody in the past, until you get to Babe Ruth, to me, who was a pitcher and a hitter.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Babe Ruth couldn't run. We've seen the film. He's not a runner.
If John Goodman's starring as you in the movie, I don't think you can run.
Right. But, I mean, he didn't run, and he is considered still top 5. Wouldn't you say top 5 greatest baseball players of all time? He has to be in the list. He's kind of, the more time goes on, Babe Ruth is kind of, out of respect, shoved in by the old heads. You know what I mean?
Otani's writing his story right now, and that pitch to throw it 100 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour, and then throw an 87 mile an hour off speed.
Slider.
I mean, that thing moved
that was
3
so
feet.
Nasty.
What a pitch. Also, David Bednar, the Pirates, he pitched a scoreless inning last night as well. So there you go, Buccos.
Well, hopefully he brings some experience from that to this year's team. I know. You know, and we can talk a little bit about Pirates. I do want to talk about the Pirates tonight. I really do. This is the show was designed to be the front runner to a Pirates show, or Pirates game, and I'm a big Pirates fan. It's hard.
McCutchen hit a home run last spring game.
Yeah,
Andrew McCutchen, old 22s, back in the saddle.
I expect them to do well. I'm an optimist, so I have a lot of expectations this year. I am not your typical Pirates fan, even though I'm a Pirates fan of many years. I've met a lot of people up here not as optimistic as me. I look at it from an optimistic perspective. So, like, I think they're going to do well. McCutchen coming in, he's not going to come in. He's not going to hit a bunch of hits. He's not going to be the MVP player, but he has that experience. And if they don't get rid of the players that they have now, if they keep them and they get that continuity, McCutchen will be a key player of keeping this team intact and
Until the trade deadline.
until the trade.
And then he's gone.
And
then he's going to go to a contender.
Right. But I'm totally excited about the prospects this year. I don't know if you are or not. I know playing the Reds the first 3 games of the year is kind of like spring season, right? I mean,
we're straight around the corner. I'm looking forward to the season.
Right.
The Reds are probably the only team in the Central probably picked to finish behind the Pirates, though, I'm guessing.
Right. Well, I mean, you know, Pittsburgh, just like the basketball team, they were last place. going into the season, and they made March Madness, and they did
Get
a
a chip on
fairly
your
good.
shoulder.
They did a fairly good job, and so maybe that's going to transpire. Pittsburgh definitely needs a team right now. I mean, if you listen to other
Will
sports talk
Bob
shows,
Nutting
they
let
don't
them
even
have a
talk
team,
about
is
the
the question.
Pirates. They've done gave up on the Pirates years ago. You can't hear anything about the Pirates on the sports talk any other radio station. We're the only ones talking about them, and so they're all talking about the NFL. And so, if you ask me, the Pirates have a better chance of making the playoffs this year than the Steelers do next year. That's my opinion.
Wow.
That's my opinion.
I bet the callers might disagree with that.
Oh, I'm sure, because they're bigger Steeler fans and they're not optimistic and they're used to the regular. They're just used to the regular and what's happened. What have you done for me lately? The Pirates haven't done anything for you lately, but I got a good feeling this year. I really do have a good feeling this year that Brian Reels is not going to get traded. I think Swaggerty is the guy in the outfield, but there's a few other options that could go out in the outfield there. But McCutcheon's going to be a solid base. He's the guy that's going to go in front of the camera after the end of the game, no matter what, and he's got experience with that. It's going to take the pressure off of the other team to produce. And then you've got all these great new players. O'Neal Cruz is a beast. I know I've said this before. If you haven't got a chance to go out to see the Pirates, go out there, just go see O'Neal Cruz. Just go see this guy. He is something else.
He's built different than any shortstop I've ever seen.
Oh,
that's
my
for
God.
sure.
He could play center for the Celtics right now. That's
The
what I
Boston
think.
Celtics or
I
some other
think so.
Celtics? Okay.
Well, who else needs a center right now? I guess. You know who needs a center? I don't know. Paul George is not a center,
No.
but he's awful tall.
They're all tall in the NBA.
I know, right? Well, he's like
Shortstops typically
I
aren't.
think Paul George is a power forward now.
I don't know how
Right?
tall Jeter was, but I'm guessing he was not 6'7".
I'm sure with the lack of Paul George, the Clippers would love to take anybody to help them out because Leonard can't do it all. He just can't do it all, and
Well, the NBA is a whole different animal.
it is. I mean, as far as athletes are concerned, since we'll just touch back a little bit. So we're talking about Ohtani, one of the greatest athletes, right? You put him up there with great athletes.
He could probably play soccer. I bet you there's a bunch of sports he could play.
Correct. So who do you think? Like, what's your opinion? If you were to take any professional sport, which sport would you want to take your athlete from? If you were to get the best athlete, and you can't use track and field, obviously.
The best athlete.
Like, you want an NFL player for your best athlete all around? Or you want a basketball player for your best athlete? You know, like, say you get 10 guys and you're going to create a team to storm the.
So that's a whole different discussion. You're saying what sport produces the best athletes?
Correct. Right. What would you say? I would say basketball has to be dominant because they're all so dang tall, big, jumping. I mean, you measure athletes by how fast they run and how high they jump. And
well, I don't think LeBron James would hit one out of PNC Park, but Sidney Crosby sure did.
Well, I mean, right. And Michael Jordan didn't make it out of the minor leagues, so and he tried baseball. So is baseball the most athletic sport? And if that's the case, don't I have a case with Ohtani being right up there, top five greatest athletes of all time?
He is by far the most exciting baseball player to watch these days. Everybody's hitting the ball out, and the pitchers are throwing 100+ miles an hour, but he's doing it both. 200 strikeouts last season. Over 30 home runs. He's just a beast.
It's ridiculous. I love how that they put up a hanger and put Ichiro's jersey on a hanger. Did you see that? Like when they were celebrating, there was a guy with a hanger at Ichiro, and they put the medal on him. All right, so we're going to let you go here to Gary. He is going to give us some sports updates.
Sport Break is brought to you by Just One More on 7th Ave in Beaver Falls. They're located at 926 7th Ave. Thursday, don't forget, they have all-day wing specials going on. 6 wings, $3.99, and 12 wings are only $7.99. How are they charging so little? I thought the chickens have unionized and they're not getting sold out that cheap. Don't forget, drinks all day from 4 p.m. to 11 over there at Just One More here in Beaver Falls. $4 spiked lemonades, $2 Fireball, shots and $2 Yingling bottles and drafts. And during basketball games, they have $10 Bud Light buckets, $3 Dos Equis drafts, and $2 Yingling drafts. And that's at Just One More on 7th Ave in Beaver Falls. Talking about everything that's going to be going on, news and games to come. Tomorrow, we have 4 games in the Sweet 16 basketball. It's Michigan State taking on Kansas State, 6:30 tip-off. Kansas versus UConn at 7:15. Florida Atlantic taking on Tennessee at 9 o'clock. And Gonzaga taking on UCLA, 9:45 p.m. tip-off. Friday, it's Alabama versus San Diego State, 6:30. Miami versus Houston at 7:15. Princeton versus Creighton, 9 o'clock. And Xavier taking on Texas, 9:45 p.m. But don't forget, tons of great local sports coming your way. Blackhawk, Lincoln Park, and Aliquippa, and it's WBVP and WNBA. Beaver County Radio is going to have the call. Lincoln Park boys taking on Newman Go Ready. That's 7:30 pregame. 8 o'clock tip-off tomorrow night. Tune in right here. Aliquippa boys taking on Lancaster Mennonite. Friday, 1:30 pregame, 2 o'clock tip-off. Blackhawk girls, they're in Hershey as well, taking on Lansdale Catholic, 11:30 a.m. pregame. That's happening Saturday, noon tip-off. Congratulations to all those teams, and I hope they all win. Coming your way tonight, right after we're done, shortly after we're done, it's Pens. They're in Colorado taking on the Avalanche, 7:30 pregame. 8 o'clock, the puck hits the ice. You're listening to the Hey Peanut Sports Show here on Beaver County Radio, 95.7, 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP, 1460 WNBA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com. We'll be right back.
Looking for Chrysler rebates and incentives? Check out these deals at the Beaver Valley Auto Mall in Monaca. If you're in need of tires, they have just what you need. This March and April, for a limited time, buy 3 tires and get the 4th tire for just $1, available now on a special Chrysler program. That's 4 tires for the price of 3. Open a new Chrysler credit card. Earn a $100 statement credit on your first purchase, plus get 0% for purchases of $499 and up. The Beaver Valley Auto Mall and the Chrysler program want to help you get ready for the warmer weather driving ahead. Get your new tires and save on a new Chrysler credit card. All available now at the Beaver Valley Auto Mall, your trusted source for exceptional vehicles at a great price. There are nearly 300 cars, trucks, and SUVs to look at, and most of which have the gas mileage estimates listed, so it's easy to choose which one will save you the most. The Beaver Valley Auto Mall and the Chrysler program are teaming up to save you money right now. The Beaver Valley Auto Mall, near the mall in Monaca.
Ball down low, size, crease, Lambaroo. How do you do?
Join Beaver County Radio, Roberts Roadside Inn, and Skurlick Contracting for a tribute to a legend on Wednesday night, April the 5th from 7 to 9 p.m. as we pay tribute to our friend and Beaver County broadcasting legend Bob Berkman on the patio at Roberts Roadside Inn, where Bob hosted the Coach's Corner for over 30 years. Bob Berkman's partner for many years, Tom Hayes, will return to Beaver County Radio to host this special Coach's Corner tribute to Bob. Beaver County Radio will have live coverage starting at 7 p.m. on Beaver County Radio and BeaverCountyRadio.com. You can also watch the show streaming live on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. Joining the team to help us celebrate are Plasmeyer Towing, Tri-State Waters, My Hero Sub Shop, Roe Monument, the Cornerstone of Beaver County, Geneva College, and Beaver County Radio.
Legendary radio since 1948. It's 1230 WBVP Beaver Falls and 1460 WNBA Ambridge, coming to you live from the St. Barnabas Studios.
Hey, Peanuts!
You're listening to Beaver County Radio on 95.7 and 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WNBA. Can be heard anywhere at BeaverCountyRadio.com. And check us out at Facebook Live. You can see what Scott and Brian look like. And this is the Hey Peanut Sports Show from 6 to 7 p.m. every Wednesday, brought to you by TEK Roofing. Check them out on Facebook at TEK Roofing Specialist. And you can also give them a call at 412-969-1167. And here goes the weird thing about TEK Roofing is not only do they do roofing, they do gutter, but Scott's the owner. He'll talk sports with you while he's there. Maybe from the roof, but he'll be talking sports with you.
Hey, thanks, Gary. I got to mention my manufacturer here. I'm TAMCO certified. So TAMCO brings you the best roofing. So when you give me a call, make sure you ask me about the Titan XT shingle. They're the highest rated wind resistant shingle on the market right now, and I can bring them to you for the regular price of any other shingle. It's got a longer warranty. So anyhow, back to sports. I just want to give a shout out to TAMCO. Best roofing there is. So let's go to baseball. I want to talk baseball.
Back to the Buccos?
I definitely want to talk about Buccos because Buccos is where it's at. We're Bucco fans.
Now, the season starts off on the 30th versus the Reds. And as we said earlier, probably the only team picked to finish behind the Pirates in the Central.
When's the last time the Pirates had opening day at home? That's what I want to know. It's been a while. Do you have to like pass some kind of win ratio to get the home game for the first game?
I don't know.
Always
you have to ask the Oakland Athletics that
we're
too.
home. We have opening day and home opener day, and we've had that since 2010, as far as I can remember. I can't remember ever having opening day in Pirates. That's disrespectful.
Well, hopefully, opening day at home is a nice weather day.
I think so. I think it should be.
As far as the starting lineup, though, Scott, we probably got to have Brian Hayes at third, Cruz shortstop, and Chui, and obviously Santana are probably going to rotate at first. But who's going to be the second baseman, I guess, is maybe the question.
That's a good question.
Right now, Castro's likely to start there to start the season. I just don't see him being the bat that we need. Much like Hedges is the catcher, he's all defense at catcher, all defense at second base.
I don't necessarily need a bat at second base. I need a glove.
Okay, Jose Lean then.
Yeah, I totally need a glove. I don't need
Chico
a bat.
Lean.
I don't need a bat. When I have an outfield that has Kutch and it has Brian Reynolds, and if they put this Swaggerty kid in, I'm telling you, he's hitting 570 in the last 9 games in preseason, which we don't really count preseason, but that's where you rate him. And he's had great success down there. Why don't you put this guy in? And then you have O'Neill Cruz, which is an RBI monster.
He's a monster. I don't know. I don't know if he's going to have. I don't know if his eye-hand coordination to hit the ball consistently is going to be there. But when he does, he puts the bat on the ball, and it's just his exit velocity is fantastic. He obviously runs the bases fast. He's got the glove. He's got the arm. But I need him to bat at least 270, 280. We can't have a team full of guys batting 230, 250. Then what do we have? The Red Sox coming in. They'll have 5-6 guys batting over 300. Not going to win a lot of games like that in an 80.
So you said it right there. So I just need, as a Pirates fan, I just need 5 guys. I need 5 guys to hit 270. And then the rest of them play defense. Your focus is defense, and if you get a hit, you get a hit. But the other 5 guys, they're there to bat, and if you can catch it, please catch it.
Well,
if you can throw it, please throw it.
Speaking of defense, it starts with a good pitch, right? So we got Mitch Keller. He's going to start the opening game down at Cincinnati. You got Contreras, Hills, Brubaker, Velasquez.
I like Brubaker, but only because I liked him last year. And these new guys, Mitch Keller, he was great. He was spotty last year. He had some really great performances.
They said he's working on a new cutter, and he's been relying on the cutter a lot this preseason. You got Contreras throws mid-90s. Hill doesn't even, I don't even think he touches the 90s. I think he throws like 87, 88 miles an hour. And, you got Brubaker. I think he had an ERA of about 5 for his career. I just don't see a number 1 or a number 2. I see some 4s and 5s maybe in a normal rotation or a contending rotation, we'll say. But, is Keller going to be a 1 or 2?
It's so hard to look at the numbers of pitching when you're pitching for a team that was so bad last year. on defense. They were just so bad. So if you have a 5-run ERA as a pitcher last year for the Pirates, that's probably equivalent to a 2-run ERA pitching for the Dodgers.
So basically, when you're on a good team, if you get 20 wins, that's considered excellent. I guess if you're the Pirates, if you get 10 wins as a starter, they should probably give you bonuses, right?
It should be like if you don't get valedictorian, you get the what?
Salutatorian?
Salutatorian.
I didn't get either.
The salutatorian
Clearly.
Cy Young Award if you get 10 wins with the Pirates.
Well, I was looking over the payrolls today because I was kind of curious to see
Slower.
where
Ridiculous.
where the average was, where the Pirates and like even the Cleveland, what are they, the Guardians now? I have a hard time not saying
I do.
the other word. But yeah, up there in Cleveland, they spent about $75 million. The Pirates are under $60 million. They're 28th out of 30 teams.
So you're telling me for $15 more million, nothing could have spent, and we could have been Cleveland going to the championship.
Well,
game.
you would need the 3-time manager of the year, Terry Francona, as your manager. That would be a huge start if you got a manager like that.
Yes.
Now the Mets are spending over $300 million.
Was that a shot? Was that a shot at our manager?
That was not a shot.
Okay.
He has the potential.
Just want to make sure.
I'm
Because
just-
I like our coach.
Terry's Terry though.
I know he's.
But
Let me clap a trash can. There we go.
so the Mets are spending over $300 million. And I know we were talking the other day, Scott, about like the NFL and their cap. And there's no cap in baseball.
Correct.
Do we, as a small market team, this has been a subject forever, do we need a cap or a minimum? At least a minimum, like say $100 million. Or do you-
I think it should be relative to how it transfers into the fan. Okay. And so since I've been coming, since I lived up here in Pittsburgh, which has been over 10 years now,
and you still have that accent.
I still have that accent. Can't get rid of that. Can't get rid of that. Thank you, Jesus. So the price of the tickets went up. The price of the hot dogs went up. The price of the burgers went up. The T-shirts went up. The jerseys went up. Everything's went up except for their
wins?
payroll, except for what they pay their players. So if he's charging us more money, why isn't he not spending more money? Is it costing more money for him to buy the hot dogs and the Coke and the T-shirts, and that's why he's charging us more? And if that's the case, maybe I should get a job marketing for the Pirates because I could get those cheap-ass T-shirts. Can I say that?
I mean, you just did, so.
Okay.
Jeez.
I could get those for a lot
Proceed with
less than
caution.
$45 a shot or whatever it is that they're charging right now. And so that's where I have a problem with the money. And I know what you're talking about. It's ridiculous that he's not spending the money. And so, but I'm optimistic that he does have some baseball knowledge, obviously, because he's recruiting and developing and getting players that other teams are paying high dollars for them to win somewhere else. So we're doing good with teaching baseball. We're doing good with baseball in Pittsburgh. We just.
But
for
is
some
it our
reason,
job as a professional team to be a AAA team for the other cities?
It's
New
so
York
it's so
and
sad.
LA. I mean, it's great when you. I mean, I can't tell you how many players that played here that I followed that were pitching in the World Series, getting a hit.
Garrett Cole,
Charlie Morton.
Charlie Morton.
I mean, you've got to root for those guys, and I'm glad that they got paid and their families are going to be taken care of and the next generation's taken care of. But here, not only do they not pay, they don't bring you up through the system as fast as I think you should.
How many great pitchers do you think we have down there in the farm league right now that we don't even know about that are aces that they're just holding?
I would assume at least a half a dozen, if not
They're like
10.
They're like Kenny Rogers of
But-
baseball, aren't they? They know when to hold them, when to fold them, type of thing. Is that what it is? We don't know.
Are we folding them yet? The
I
season
don't-
didn't even start, Scott.
I know. Well, no, I mean like the team owner, like hey, we're bringing this guy up because he's an ace, but you got him on arbitration, so let's just keep him down there and let nobody in Pittsburgh know about him, even though we got him. Don't let nobody know about him. And then we'll just let the Yankees and the Dodgers and whoever's interested in these prospects, and then we just sell them off. And so is that where you paying? Is that part of your ticket money go to that decision making? I would think, right? Your hot dog goes to some guy going to play for the Dodgers.
Well, I wonder what the hot dogs costed up at Yankee Stadium, because Aaron Judge is making $40 million a year. He's 31 years old. He got a 9-year deal, so he's going to be almost as old as me, making $40 million, probably not being productive his last several years, I would assume. And he's making $19 million less than all of the Pittsburgh Pirates players.
Well, I mean, a lot of people's bucket list is to go to Yankee Stadium, not PNC Park. And so they sell out. Even if they're wherever they're at in the standings, the Yankees sell out. So people come to play. And if Judge, for some reason, gets in a slump, don't think that they won't bench him and bring in the next guy that they got from the Pirates. Brian Reynolds will be the next big hitter for the Yankees. Just like Garrett Cole was the next great pitcher.
Are you thinking
Yankees.
Cruz is going to end up as in the pinstripes?
Oh
Is
my
that what you're
God.
telling me?
That's my nightmare.
As soon as he hits his
That's my
prime, is that what
nightmare.
you're a 6'7" stud in the pinstripes?
Yeah, no. I hope he stays forever. I hope he's the long-term Pirate. I hope he's the one that they paint the mural on the side of the rundown building leaving town. I hope that's him. He should be right there next to the great one. You know, he really should be right there as far as, I mean, he represents the Dominican. He doesn't look Dominican, but he's definitely a Dominican player. He's bringing a lot of Dominican skill. He gets, I just love Joe O'Neill Cruz. I'm hoping to get him on the show. I'm working on it. I haven't told you guys yet, but I'm working to get him on the show. So hopefully we get a call in before.
Sounds good to me.
Before long.
I-
I'd love to talk
I think
to
you
him.
have connections to get to him, huh?
Well, we're gonna bring Joel on.
Yes.
He's Joel's my cohort, and he teaches baseball. He's from Dominica. He played Point Park University.
Great person too.
Awesome person.
Fantastic.
And so we're gonna bring him on, and so hopefully that'll be the edge that we need to get O'Neill on and let them two talk, and then we just get to listen. Hopefully.
Nice.
That's the goal. That's my first person. If you're out there, O'Neill, we want you here at WNBA 99.3 Beaver County Radio. All right. So just give us a call. 412-969-1167 if you need a roof. 724-774-1888 if you want to just call in now if you're listening. We'd love to have you.
So speaking of trades, we traded McCutcheon years ago. He's back, but we got Brian Reynolds in return. Now, is he going to be the trade rumor talk all season, or the Pirates going to be able to lock him up for a some sort of decent, not long-term deal, not 9 years, but maybe a 4 or 5 year deal?
Realistically, there's a battle for the other outfield spot. There's 3 guys that are battling for that spot. Out of those 3 guys, the way the Pirates think is if somebody's going to give me more money for Brian Reynolds, they're going to let him go because they'll have faith in one of these other 3 guys. And if one of these other 3 guys don't work, they'll have 2 other guys to back him up, and they're just going to keep, that's their system. That's the way they work. And it's terrible. And as much as we love to keep Brian Reynolds, realistically, if somebody like the Dodgers said, hey, we're going to give you X amount of dollars that's worth it, where you can take that money and go get other players if you're in contention, which is not really normal for the Pirates, but just say they could take that money and utilize it otherwise. I mean, we're always rebuilding. We're a business. We're not a baseball team here at Pittsburgh.
That's
terrible.
a very fair
that's
statement.
Terrible. It's terrible, but I mean, as an optimistic fan, I hope that nobody likes Brian Reynolds until October when we're beating him. That's the only time I hope that they like the other teams like him.
It always comes down to money with this team, and it's really sad. I mean,
it's every team.
Yeah, but sometimes teams overpay. I can't remember the last Pirate that was overpaid outside of gosh.
We got the guy.
We got
the
a guy
pitcher.
from the pitcher from the Cardinals, Chris Carpenter's buddy, Matt Morse. Yeah, I want to say Nutting's like, we're going to spend money. We're going to spend all kinds of money, and it's going to be on for Matt Morse.
No. We got the other dude. What was his name? He had like he was the pitcher. He came in the middle of the year, and he did okay. Kind of had the blonde dye hair.
I'm not sure who you're talking
And
about.
the dreads. I can't remember his name either. Either way, that's the past. He pitched for half a season, and then it was over. And he never came back, and it was like the worst trade the Pirates had made.
Oh, and he went back to Tampa Bay.
That's who he was. He came from Tampa Bay. That's the guy.
All right, we're going to send it over to Gary here.
It's the Hey Peanuts Sports Show news break brought to you by TEK Roofing. Make sure you check them out at TEK Roofing Specialist on Facebook, or you can give them a call for all your roofing, gutter cleaning, and everything you don't want to do. I'm scared of heights, so I'm not going up there, but give them a call at 412-969-1167. It's Beaver County Radio 95.7 and 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA, and can be heard anywhere at beavercountyradio.com. Speaking of local sports, we have Lincoln Park boys taking on Newman Go Ready. That's 7:30 pregame, 8 o'clock tip-off. Tomorrow night can be heard right here. Aliquippa boys taking on Lancaster Mennonite. That's a Friday game, 1:30 pregame, 2 p.m. tip-off. Blackhawk girls, they're also in Hershey. Congratulations to all of the local teams taking on Lansdale Catholic. 11:30 a.m. pregame, noon tip-off is Saturday. So make sure you keep it locked in right here. And other news, Japan over the United States in the World Baseball Classic, 3-2. Sweet 16 basketball going on. 4 games tomorrow. Michigan State versus Kansas State, 6:30 tip-off. Arkansas taking on UConn, 7:30. Florida Atlantic versus Tennessee at 9 o'clock. And Gonzaga taking on UCLA at 9:45. Friday, it's Miami taking on Houston at 7:15. But it all gets led off with the number 1 seed, Alabama taking on San Diego State at 6:30. Princeton taking on Creighton at 9 o'clock. And Xavier taking on Texas at 9:45 p.m. Keep it locked in right here on 1230 WBVP, 1460 WNBA, and 95.7, 99.3 FM. It's Beaver County Radio. It's the Hey Peanuts Sports Show. We'll be right back, and the phone lines are open at 724-843-1888 and 724-774-1888. We want to hear from you.
Come on, River. Roll over, boy. Roll over. Please, please, please. Just one time. Roll over.
Getting your dog to roll over can be difficult. If you've ever tried training a puppy, you know where I'm coming from. This is Pat Tervail from Freedom United Federal Credit Union. I'm going to help you learn how to do the rollover thing with ease. No, not with Fido, but with your high-interest credit card balances. Through March 31st, get a low 6.99% rate with approved credit on your balance transfer when you roll over those other high charges from other cards to a Freedom United Visa card. You'll agree, training a dog is hard, but rolling over a high-rate credit balance left over from the holiday shopping is a trick that's easy and could save you lots of money. Freedom United Federal Credit Union, member NCUA, equal housing lender.
Kutch is back with the Bucks, and Beaver County Radio is back for our 75th season of spring training baseball. Set your radio dial to WBVP, WMBA, 99.3 FM or 95.7 FM, and listen to Pirates baseball all spring as Andrew McCutcheon prepares for his triumphant return to the Bucks. Pirates spring training baseball is presented locally by the St. Barnabas Health System and Beaver County Radio, 95.7 and 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA.
After a long hiatus, the Beaver County Maple Syrup and Music Festival is back for 20 Radio is your place to get free tickets to the festival that is happening April 22nd and 23rd. Listen for your cue to call in and win a free pair of tickets and a half pint of Pennsylvania Pure Syrup, courtesy of Push Beaver County. Also check out our Facebook page at WBVP-WMBA for other opportunities to win. It's all brought to you by Push Beaver County and Beaver County Radio, 95.7 and 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com.
St. Barnabas began serving people as a skilled nursing home in 1900. Fellow St. Barnabas radio network station WJAS started broadcasting in 1922. So it's only fitting that another member of their team is also now celebrating a big milestone of service. Beaver County Radio is in our 75th anniversary year. Now that's apart from the ordinary.
Hey, Peanuts!
It's the Hey Peanuts Sports Show every Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. Scott and Brian are your hosts, brought to you by TEK Roofing. Check them out at TEK Roofing Specialist on Facebook, or you can give them a call at 412-969-1167. It's Beaver County Radio 95.7 and 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA. Also check us out at beavercountyradio.com. Facebook Live is going, so make sure you like their page, and you can see what these guys look like. They definitely have a face for radio. Just joking, guys. Phone lines are open at 724-843-1888 and 724-774-1888. Let's go for more sports. Here's Scott and Brian.
That's too funny. I just destroyed our shop here.
Scott sabotages the show.
Raise my hand. Touch the wire.
You guys can still hear everything. We're fine.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
We are rocking and rolling still, despite Earthquake Scott over there.
Hey.
It was a 5.0 in this.
Hey, you know, Earthquake is funny. You bring it up. I want to change the subject just real quick. I'm just going to give you a light side. I have 4 kids. One of my kids is Kenneth. He's 9. He's an amazing child, so full of life and imagination. And so he wants to create, so funny, he wants to create a new superhero, and this is it. I hope I'm not going to give anybody else any ideas, but it's Mr. Richter, the Earthquake Man. And he's going to have hands that he can just put on the ground and cause the world to have an earthquake. This is all his idea, and I have to draw it and bring it to life. We're going to do this little homemade video. I'll be sure to let you watch it. Anyhow,
can I ask what Beaver Falls Batman thinks about this situation? Does he approve?
I don't know. We need to bring him in, though. He could be the villain or the hero in this thing. I don't know. Love the Beaver, the Beaver Falls Batman. That's a whole nother show. We're not even going to go there right now.
I feel safe. I always feel safe.
I do feel safe here.
All right. So
I drive by here all the time. I look up at this window and I go, "Yep, that's where we're at." It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. You can be roofer cool and own your own roofer business. You know, I've had my business for 9 years, been doing it for 30. But when you first become successful at your own business, you become what I call because I'm a roofer. I was a roofer cool. But you're not roofer cool till you have sports talk radio show roofer cool, man. I'm telling you, I'm at that level. I'm happy about life. Excited about the future of bringing you sports and hopefully bringing you a new roof one day. Anyhow, I got some information about the last time the opening day was in PNC Park.
Can I guess?
Yeah, you can guess.
I'm guessing it was in 2016.
Oh, you suck.
I saw the paper. I did not know that, people. I did not know that.
Okay. Well, they won 4-1 over the Cardinals. And so in 2016, though, that was still coming off of the edge where people actually had a little hope in life and optimism, because 2013 we went to playoffs, 2014 we kind of went, 2015 we were in the mix till the end, 2016 this is our year. We still had Kutch, right? Still had Kutch in 16. So, and we had a lot of other players like Garrett Cole, Malancic, and we had a lot of other players back in 2000. If my memory serves it correct, there was a lot of optimism in the air. And so when they sold everybody, does Major League Baseball go, you just don't get home opening. You just don't get it until you put together a team. And you have to think Major League Baseball, the uppers, corporate there, they pay attention to what's going on, right? So they were trying to sell a product, and why would you have opening day at PNC Park if they're not going to pay for players?
I'll tell you what, though, the park, I was at a game the one time, and there was these 2 gentlemen, younger guys, probably just out of college, I'm guessing come from a wealthy family, and they were on a summer tour of every Major League Baseball stadium. They had 2 left, and they said PNC Park is by far and away the nicest ballpark they'd been to all summer long.
Absolutely.
Now, the product on the field, I didn't ask them about that because, well,
you don't have to. Self-explanatory. And you know what? We went to I treated most of my guys are Dominican. So last year we had the joy of Albert Pujols playing his last game, Major League Baseball career, at PNC Park. And so I said, you know what? End of the year, I'm going to take my guys to this game because Albert Pujols is Elvis in Dominica when it comes to baseball.
Oh, an absolute stud.
He just walks the street and behind it turns to gold. That's how nice he is down there. So there we go. We got tickets right behind the St. Louis dugout.
Down the first base line.
Correct. And so surrounded by St. Louis fans. There were no Pittsburgh Pirates fans at that game. We were out of it. And so I'm sitting there, and of course I'm wearing my Pirates gear. My boy's wearing his Pirates gear, and he doesn't care. He's 13. My other boy, he's 13. He doesn't care. He's go Pirates. He doesn't care if it's the season. He doesn't understand the season's on the line. The game is now, and I love that spirit about him. The game is now. We're going to beat you today. And we did. We won that game. And he was able to go, ha, 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 to the St. Louis fans, and they were like, but we're going to the playoffs, and you're a kid, and it doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Now, did Pujols get a hit that game?
He did. He got a double.
Oh, nice.
He was in the second to the last game, and then the last game they put up Molina. And he did not get a hit.
Molina,
he did not get a
I
hit.
wish we had him.
He was on deck to get one more chance at bat, but we put him out. He didn't get the chance. He only batted once, and he did not do. I think he flew out or lined out. But it was great to see Pujols at his last game. It was interesting to see those guys. Back to our subject. Those guys from St. Louis that came all the way to see Pujols said that this was by far one of the best experiences as far as the ballpark. Such a great experience. PNC, like, why the Pirates don't do well why don't they have fans? Because this is such a great thing. The pierogi races are great.
There's nothing better than the
great.
pierogi races.
The scenery's great. I mean, and this is not to take a knock. I mean, St. Louis is Bush Fields? No. What is it called?
You're right. Busch Stadium.
Busch Stadium. Busch Stadium is no joke. It's a pretty place. It's really nice. They have a nice scenery over their thing. You know, I mean, I would put St. Louis up there with PNC, San Francisco. A lot of good teams. A lot of good teams have a lot of good stadiums.
Well, I'm just looking down here now. The Cardinals, they have a payroll of $145 million this year.
Guaranteed to win the division unless, we do some crazy stuff. We do some crazy stuff and keep our people, develop our people, and make Pittsburgh Pirates, a proud baseball team. You got to be proud to play here. And I think that's part of the problem. The guys that come and do actually play like, hey, I'm on my way up. Not that I made it. I didn't make it yet, even though I'm in the Major League Baseball. And I'm wearing a Pirates uniform. I haven't made it yet. This is a stepping stone, just like the farm league thing you were referring to earlier. I'm almost there, And you would think when McCutch won the MVP years back, that broke that mold, but it seems like no, that's the mold.
Hey, question for you. Growing up, my favorite stadium was the Angels that used to have was that a hot tub or a pole in the outfield? Do they still have it?
They still have it.
Okay.
Roy Rogers Stadium, is that what that's called?
Well, the Brewers, they have some silly slide and some crazy stuff out in their outfield too.
The Brewers,
yeah.
Oh, that's great. The guy jumps down this slide and slides down there. The old one was better. The new one, they rebuilt their stadium. The old slide was much more scary for a guy wearing a big, huge helmet like that. The new one's a little safer for him.
We're probably giving Nutting some ideas. Hey, let's spend some money on a slide instead of players.
Could you see a big, huge, like, pirate ship in the outfield type of thing that kind of goes side and side? I don't know. We don't need any more gimmicks. We need you to stop selling our players. That's what we need you to do. Develop our players. Give us a team to root for. Give us players that we can rely on as, hey, I want to buy this guy's jersey and hope that you don't sell him, and then it's not worth anything. Or maybe it's worth something, but I can't wear it to the game. if he's not on the team. Who's wearing Garrett Cole Pirates shirts to the game? Nobody, because he doesn't play here anymore.
Oh, everybody's breaking off those McCutcheon jerseys. That's for sure, though. They're glad they kept them the last 5 years.
All right, so we want to talk real quick about basketball, but we get right back. We're going to talk about basketball. Gary has something he wants to say to us. What's up, Gary?
Yeah, I'm just doing news. I want to hit it one more time here.
All right, hit us up.
This one's brought to you by Just One More, located at 926 7th Ave, right here in Beaver Falls. They got tons of good specials going on. Don't forget, Thursday's their wing night. It happens every Thursday. 6 wings for $3.99, 12 wings for $7.99. Apparently, chickens aren't protesting anymore. They also have $4 spiked lemonades, $2 Fireball, and $2 Yingling bottle in drafts. That's every day from 4 to 11. During basketball games, they have $10 Bud Light buckets, $3 Dos Saki drafts, $2 Yingling drafts, and they have a live entertainment coming your way this Saturday. It's Jesse James Rock. He has a ton of rock mixes going on. It's going to be a whole bunch of fun from 8 until 11. That's happening this Saturday at Just One More on 7th Ave in Beaver Falls. Getting into the news, well, tons of good stuff happening locally. Lincoln Park boys, they're taking on Newman Go Ready at 7:30 p.m. 8 o'clock tip-off. That's tomorrow night. We have the call right here. Aliquippa boys, Lancaster Mennonite. Friday, 1:30 pregame, 2 o'clock tip-off. This is all in Hershey, so these are for the championships, folks. And the Blackhawk girls taking on Lansdale Catholic, 11:30 a.m. pregame, noon tip-off. That's Saturday, right after we're done tonight. It's the Pens at the Colorado Avalanche, 7:30 pregame, 8 o'clock right here. The puck hits the ice. In more basketball news, 4 games tomorrow. Michigan State taking on Kansas State, 6:30 p.m. Kansas versus UConn at 7:15. Florida Atlantic taking on Tennessee at 9 o'clock. And Gonzaga taking on UCLA at 9:45. That's all happening tomorrow. Let's go back to the Hey Peanuts Sports Show right here on Beaver County Radio. Here's Brian and Scott.
Thanks, Gary. I have a text I'm reading here from 2:46 p.m. last Thursday. Well, my bracket's busted after first game.
That's big.
So, last week we talked a lot about March Madness and how fun it is to fill out brackets and how some of us completely get it all wrong. And Scott sent me that text about 2 hours into the basketball tournament. Now we're down to the Sweet 16. And Scott, do you want to predict any?
Yes. Well, I'm going to expose a little bit about myself and my fanhood. I mean, I love Penn State and I love Pitt, but my blood runs orange. My dad went to University of Tennessee, my brother, my niece, countless family members went to the University of Tennessee. I could have went. I joined the Marine Corps instead, but we didn't talk about it last week. I had Tennessee going all the way to possibly lose to Kansas State. I think is where I had them in my bracket. So
yeah, that would put them in the Elite Eight, losing in the Elite Eight then.
Yeah.
Not making the Final Four. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
But
so
now, after watching a little bit of basketball, and if you watch them beat Duke, how can you not like the Vols?
They played
my
some
goodness.
solid
They
defense.
totally
That's for
did.
sure.
And so I like them going. I like them going all the way. I like Alabama losing to San Diego State.
Really? They've got to be the favorite.
And I like Creighton going, and this is crazy because I didn't expect Creighton to be playing Princeton. But Creighton, I called that. Solid team. I expected them to go a long ways. They've made it this far.
Well, I want Princeton to win the whole thing.
I do
just because. I don't know a single player personally, but how could you not root for a 15 seed?
If you watch them play, it's incredible.
Oh,
it's the most fundamental basketball you've ever seen. It's almost like
defense.
It's like going back to 1957, and this is how you play basketball, instructional video, how to play, and these guys are doing it on high-speed film.
What do you think about Xavier
ridiculous.
and Sean Miller's crew there?
Who's this?
Xavier. Yes.
No X-Men in Xavier.
Oh, that's how I pronounce it.
Okay.
that's how us Western PA guys pronounce it.
Okay. So Xavier, they really handled Pitt. They just handled them. So I like them going ahead. They are UConn has always been strong in the tournament, but I think Xavier's going to pull that one out.
Well, we'll see next week at 6 o'clock where we're at here with the Final Four.
Absolutely. Go
back
Vols.
over to you, Gary.
Sounds good. Thanks for listening to the Hey Peanuts Sports Show, coming your way every Wednesday, 6 to 7 p.m. It was brought to you by TEK Roofing. Check them out at TEK Roofing Specialist on Facebook, or you can give them a call at 412-969-1167. And don't forget, it was also brought to you by Just One More right here in Beaver Falls, 926 7th Ave. They have tons of good specials every day. Tomorrow's Wing Night. And don't forget, on Saturday, Jesse James Rock Mix coming your way from 8 to 11, live entertainment. Thanks for tuning in. It's the Hey Peanuts Sports Show on Beaver County Radio, 95.7 and 99.3 FM.
You're listening to 95.7 FM, 99.3 FM, presented by St. Barnabas. In addition to 1230 WBVP Beaver Falls and 1460 WMBA Ambridge.
Familiar with the matter, the grand jury was